Hey everybody, today I'm going to finally do this long-awaited video that you guys have been asking me to do for years. Today I'm going to mainly be focusing on my tattoos and what they mean. So let's start off with the first one that you guys have ever seen here on my channel, and I've got probably the most questions about actually, and that would be my acorn on my wrist here. This was the first one that I ever got. And this is also the only one that I got by a separate artist. The rest of my work on my arm is all done by Jamie Davies. So this little acorn, which Jamie has also touched up and fixed and made look better, this tattoo I got in 2010 for my birthday. The meaning behind it, it comes from the song Little Acorns by the White Stripes. And at that moment in my life, that song was my world, and it actually helped me tremendously with what I was going through. At that year, my parents had split up. It was hard. It was a hard year. It was tough. It was dark. This song meant so much to me. Like it hit me. It impacted me. It helped me. The song is mainly about dealing with your problems one at a time. And the reason why it's called Little Acorns is because there's a squirrel mentioned in it, and the squirrel picks up one acorn at a time and takes it to its nest. And that squirrel will take care of itself through the whole winter by just collecting one at a time. Like, you know, what I took from that song was you have to deal with your problems that way. Deal with them one at a time, not all at once. You know, and it's so much easier and it's less stressful, and it's actually, that has helped me so much, and I needed that reminder, and I thought about this for a year. For that whole entire year we were going through this, you know, change in our life. You know, I thought about all of the problems that kept coming up, all of the anxiety, all of the stress, one right after another, and trying to deal with it all at once. It was not working for me. It wasn't working for anyone else. And after that song, I just kept listening to it over and over. And I was like, I need to be more like that squirrel, and I need to handle my problems like acorns, one at a time. Whenever I'm going through a hard time, it's on my wrist so I can see it all the time. And I go, okay, it's that little reminder of just one at a time. Whatever in your life, no matter what it is, one at a time. After that one, I got this swallow sparrow bird right here. If you can see that guy. And this was one that I kind of designed. And both me and my brother got matching tattoos. His bird is a little bit different. I'll put a picture here. But we got matching birds, and this was right before I moved away. Our hometown is in Northern California, and I was moving with my husband up here to Oregon, kind of near Portland. And before then, my brother and I, we had talked about, let's get, you know, something similar to like a matching tattoo, some brother-sister tattoos. And he was really adamant about me like designing something. And so I was like, well, we both like the, you know, sugar skull kind of designs, and we love birds. And the meaning behind, you know, a swallow and a sparrow is that they symbolize home. That was one of the things that I had seen in some of my research, is that, you know, I mean, any bird, really, it just resembles home. And I was like, well, here's a little bit of home, and my brother has it, so it's a little reminder of each of us and home. Right after that, you know, I move up here to Oregon, and it was in the springtime. It was in April. And the first thing that blew my mind that I never experienced in Northern California was the spring here. I've never experienced the spring here in Oregon. There are so many flowers, so many different kinds of flowers, and just walking from my little apartment just down the street to the store, anywhere, just outside, there are flowers everywhere that I've never seen so vibrant. I've never seen just doing fine like back in my hometown. You know, if you've planted flowers, they're gonna die tomorrow. It's too hot. And so I never wanted to forget, you know, making that change to move, and a new environment, a new adventure. It was scary. Moving is scary. Out of state, away from home, away from the familiar, you know, like I was familiar with where I live now because I grew up visiting, but it's different when you move to plant yourself somewhere. And the spring, it was like proof that, you know, it can be good. Change can be good. And I was like, I want flowers. I need flowers on me, and something feminine and something flowery. So I ended up getting these flowers right up here, like the poppy, and these that come up here. And then this flower right here, and then these, of course. And then this, where is it? Yeah, this, no, this, sorry. This flower. I got more flowers added on later, so that's why I'm kind of confused a little bit. But then I got this flower, and that was it. I just got these flowers all back in here, and I absolutely loved them. I love these so much. Like, these are probably my favorite things. Like, they're just, it's so different and so fun. And what's also amazing is like these, they remind me also of like tulips, which there's a tulip festival here in Woodburn. I'll never forget going to that for the first time. It's pure magic. And so that's what that reminds me of. And it was funny because when I go to Jamie, I just go, this is what I want. I trust you. Here you go. Like, I plant him the seed of the idea of what I want, and he does it just like how I would even dream and more. Like, it's amazing. And he also hand drew them on, no stencil, with the flowers. And the flowers he picked, they remind me of so many things. Even like the rose here, like the rose, this is the Rose City, like Portland, the Rose City, there's the rose gardens. Like, it just, oh, it's beyond perfect. After the flowers, my whole life I've been very shy. I've been very sensitive. I've been very, you know, anti-risk taking. And I had met this friend, years and years ago, before I moved to Oregon. And her name is Sherry. And she was the first friend that I ever had that was adventurous beyond my wildest dreams. And back in California, I used to do photography a lot, and I would take pictures of people. And I had met her, and she wanted the model for me. And I remember she drove, and we went up into the mountains, and we found an old abandoned mine thing, structures and stuff. And you had to hike down this side of the mountain, cross a creek, and then hike up another side of the mountain to get to it, right? I'm thinking, you know, oh, I don't take risks. What if I fall? What if I hurt myself? What if this happened? You know, it was that whole like, what if? And she's just like, let's just do it. Let's go. And I'm like, you know, to have her actually she was the first influential person to like go, you know, let's just do it. And it was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. You know, and I'm like, okay, I'll be brave. And she inspired me to be brave and to take a risk, you know. Climbing down that mountain, I got so dirty. Crossing the creek, I got wet and just, you know, nasty, but it was like fun. It was I will never forget that day. And I'm still really good friends with her, and I can't even thank her enough for influencing me to try and take chances, to try and take risks. And then I saw an advertisement for the movie Coraline. And there was a little saying that was kind of the tagline on some of the things that I had seen in relation to that movie. It reminded me so much of my friend Sherry and I, you know, just that whole meaning and the whole point of taking a chance, discovering something, even if it was scary, even if it was dangerous, in the end you come out wiser, you learn more, and you do become more experienced, if that makes any sort of sense. And I aspire to be more like that, to take more chances, because I know if I don't take this chance or if I don't make this decision, I'm gonna regret it, or I'll never know. It's the fact of not knowing. It's no different than like when I moved up here. If I didn't make that decision to move, if me and my husband didn't make the decision to move because it was scary, you know, if we decided to just play it safe, we'd never know. I mean, honestly, like, life is amazing right now. Like, things in my life have gotten, they never would have been like this. I don't even know if I would even start YouTube if I didn't move up here, and how different my life would be. And I don't know, would I be happy? I don't know. But I took that risk and it turned out amazing. And so, long story short, I know, I got this tattoo under my arm here, and it says, "The braver you are, the more you'll see." And it has the keyhole and everything. I love the font. And again, I said, "Hey Jamie, this is what I want," and you just go with it, and he went with it and designed the whole thing himself, font and everything. And so, yeah, you can kind of see it. After that tattoo, I decided I need more flowers. And it was just, I wanted filler. It was mostly about filler, and I knew I wanted more flowers. And so this, you know, it all means the same as the springtime here. So I just got these filler and roses here, these two, and then this darker bit, that all this whole flower right here. He put in the little bud that just curls in here, in there. So that was that one. What came next was designing my whole forearm piece. Now this, I knew what I wanted. I also wanted to tie in with my acorn, you know. So my idea was, I couldn't decide if I wanted, you know, I knew I wanted an animal. I hadn't decided on the kind of animal. I didn't know if I wanted it to be alive or if I wanted a skull. I had no idea. I wanted it in relation to the work that I do. You know, mainly the work that I do, which is I make jewelry out of recycled animal remains that are found already dead. Everything dies. Everything that I find dies of natural causes. Nothing is ever killed for my work. Nothing is ever hunted for me. I just collect and salvage, and because I am very passionate about animals. I've been passionate about animals my entire life, and I never thought that I would make jewelry out of their dead bits, but it's, you know, something that I feel is very close to my Native American heritage, where you recycle everything, you never let anything go to waste, and you love the animals and you respect them so much, and you're so grateful for what they provide for you, that you show them respect out of making them into something beautiful in death. And that I can't even, sometimes I get a little too passionate about that, and it just means so much to me. And I knew I wanted something to resemble that. I'm like, you know, I've been doing this for about 5 years now. I think I felt that need to finally finalize and get something in relation to what I do. So I finally decided that I wanted a skull. I didn't know what kind. I talked to my husband many times. I'm like, I know I want a skull, and I know I want feathers. I love feathers. Like, the whole time my husband and I have like dated and been married, everywhere we go, I just collect. I find a feather, I pick it up and I carry it. You know, I have feathers all in little bottles all in my window here. I love feathers, and I've worked with so many that I can, you know, you make earrings out of them. It's like a little gift from the birds. And it's like a little treasure that you find on a walk, you know, and it's just something fun and pretty and natural. So my husband gave me the idea that maybe you should get a skull that you know you can't legally ever have. So I started looking up and researching like extinct animals, you know, animals that are protected, because there's a lot of species that you are not able to physically own. Maybe you can own a replica, or maybe you can see it in a museum. So I started at first looking up endangered animals, but then I thought, you know, how about something that doesn't exist anymore that I can have on my body forever? So I started researching a lot of extinct animals, and one extinct animal that has always stuck out to me, and even when I was little, I wrote a little book about it. It's somewhere in my memory box. But I always loved the Tasmanian wolf, or the thylacine. That's been, you know, one that I always thought it looked super cool. It was like a dog/tiger thing. One of the reasons I was so fascinated with it too was because, you know, there's footage on like the last one that was ever alive. I had this little program on my computer that my dad gave me. It was like all about animals, and there's an extinct section, and they would show little like minute clips, you know, if there were any there, and it was like the only one of the extinct animals. Like, I think the rest had like photographs, you know, like the dodo bird and the passenger pigeon, you know, they all had like pictures, but video was very rare. And there was some of the Tasmanian wolf, and I remember I would watch that over and over and over, just thinking that's the last one alive. And just, I would watch it and just think like, you know, I would try and picture myself there, you know, being with the animal for the last time. And, you know, there were people in the video and I'm thinking, man, did they even know? Did they even know that this was the last one and it wasn't ever going to come back? I did a little more research on the thylacine, Tasmanian wolf, or some people call it the Tasmanian tiger too, I believe. And I did a little more reading, and the story behind this animal was actually, like, I related to it. So it's an animal that in Australia, you know, the farmers, when they first spotted it, you know, it looks scary. You know, look it up. It looks scary. It looks like a fox with an oversized mouth. It's got a lot of teeth. It looks it's got stripes. So you think in tiger, you know, it scared the farmers. It scared the local people. And their first instinct was, we need to kill it. Like, it looks scary. It's going to kill us. It's going to hurt our children. It's going to hurt our livestock. You know, first thought was, kill it. Kill it off. Kill any of them that you see. And that's what they did. So it was a very misunderstood animal. In fact, the Tasmanian wolf is actually, it's more like a little fox. Sure, it could probably, you know, take down your chickens and maybe a small critter, maybe a goat, but probably not. But more like, you know, like a raccoon or a possum or any sort of fox. And it was a very timid creature, and it was actually terrified of humans. It wouldn't even come close to them, but the people didn't give him a chance, and by the time that the people figured it out, it was too late. So, you know, I related to this in a way of, you know, we judge people every day. You know, we look at someone and we think, oh my gosh, they look like a creeper, or they look scary, or oh my gosh, they're gonna hurt me, when maybe they're not. Maybe they're a kind human. We're quick to judge. We act based on appearance. Getting to know someone for who they are on the inside, not what they look like on the outside, I feel is very important. And that's how the Tasmanian wolf was. It was perceived as this scary animal with stripes and a huge mouth and these teeth, and it looks scary, but really it's just like a little puppy. And the skull is actually, it's got jewelry draped on it. So, you know, it resembles the bones that I turn into jewelry. So I'm going to try and show you. Here's the front of the skull, and then here's, you know, a gem with drapey beads, and trying to get it all in focus. Then here's, you know, the jaws down here, top of the eye socket. Here's the back of the skull, and then there's just jewelry draped all over here, and then the vertebrae that just go right to here. So there it is. It's very hard to film. But yeah, and all I did was give Jamie like a reference picture of what the skull looked like, and he designed the rest. It's just what he does. And then I also decided to, you know, I said I want feathers, and I gave Jamie the choice of what feathers to put on me, basically, because I'm like, you know, I can't decide. I love all feathers. I love all of them. And so I gave him a reference picture of like a ton of feathers, and I just had him pick. But the only ones that I wanted to make sure I had were emu feathers, because emu feathers are my favorite feather of all time. So here are some real emu feathers, and I just find them to be so fascinating. They're just so wispy and soft. Like, they're soft here, but as they get out here, they're like coarse and wiry. Like, this one's really tough and wire, almost feels like fishing wire. But they're just so fun. So my feathers that I got this one on my wrist here. And then here's the emu feathers right here. There's two of them. So I love those ones. And then here's a peacock feather that wraps around here. And then I got this pheasant feather right here. And it wraps around, so it starts here and it goes here. And then for filler, oh, here's another little feather right here. And then for like filler, he did some flowers, so little cute flowers right in here, and I actually love them. And there's some more, there's like a strand of pearl beads in here. So here's like, oh geez, So there's that guy again, little pearl beads, and then like this flower with the little pearls that go around my wrist here, and they come out around here, and they go around, you know, behind the acorn and stuff. And I love it. What he did was just like what I would have wanted and more. So that is my sleeve. And these are the only tattoos that I have at the moment. But honestly, like, I love them. They mean so much to me personally. And Jamie has just been the most amazing artist. I mean, I've been working on this sleeve for 5 years with him, and he's in Northern California, in Redding, in my hometown. And I travel to get work done by him because I trust him, and he's done work for, you know, for this long. I do plan on getting more work done. I have some things in mind, but of course you're gonna have to wait for that. But I mean, honestly, like, check his work out. I'll put all of his links down below. Thanks for watching. I know it's a little long, but thumbs this up if you liked it, and let me know if you want any other tattoo related videos at all, anything. So I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.